Settle down into constructive rest pose. Really bring your attention into your body. Notice your feet against the floor. Notice the back of the pelvis. Feel the shoulder blades and adjust if necessary to get them really spread out wide and flat. Relax out through your arms. Feel the back of your head drop into the floor and just take a moment to completely give into the support of the floor. We'll bring our attention to the deep inner core muscles. These muscles hold us together, literally, at our core. First, come to the pelvic floor. Picture the diamond that's formed by the muscles connecting the pubic bone, the tailbone, each one of the sit bones. Take an inhale, picturing that sling of a diamond. And exhale, gather the diamond shape into the center. Pull up into the perineum, gently squeeze the sphincters. And then relax everything. Make sure you let the tailbone sink down. Imagine your back pocket spreading and give into gravity completely. And then bring your attention to your transversus muscles, the big belt of support. It really contains your whole torso. We're particularly concerned now with the portion across the hips and around the lower back. You can inhale, picture that big belt of support. And with your exhale, gather, feel the belt snug around your hips, your low belly, your lower back. Relax the shoulders as you feel that core support. And then soften and give into gravity. And do nothing for a moment. Release into the floor. And then inhale, prepare for the inner core again. Exhale, gather the diamond inward. Feel the pelvic floor pulling in towards the perineum. Engage the sphincters. Pull up towards the crown of the head. And then relax it completely. Let your tailbone sink into the floor. Your back pocket spread. Take a completely relaxed breath. Bring your attention up to the belt of the transversus. Inhale, picture it going around you, containing you all the way around. And then exhale, deeply and gently gather it. So you feel you have good support around the spine, the sacrum, the lowest part of the torso. And relax with the inhale. Give into gravity, completely releasing into the floor. And once more, return your attention to the diamond of the pelvic floor. And as you exhale, gather it in. Feel the lifting and squeezing. And relax. Sink the tailbone. Spread the back pockets. Make sure the upper body is still relaxed. Inhale and picture your transversus, your belt holding you all the way around the torso. And exhale, gather that belt snug. And relax. We'll put them together as support for the arm lifts. Inhale, prepare for the inner core. Exhale, gather the pelvic floor, the transversus. And then keep them engaged as you inhale the arms up to vertical. And re-engage the inner core, then let the arms come back. And to start with, let your elbows bend. And go ahead and let the ribs flare. Just keep the stability in the low spine. Inhale, float the arms up. Be really easy in the shoulder joints. And then exhale, settle your arms down at your sides and release the muscles of the inner core. Give into gravity, sink down into the floor. Then float the arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale, gather the inner core. Keep stable in the lower back and pelvis as you take the arms back. You can be easy in the arms and shoulder girdle for now. And then roll the ball of this humeral head in the socket. Raise the arms back up. And exhale, lower the arms. relax the inner core work. Once again, inhale, float the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, stabilize with the inner core, let the arms float back. This time, keep them back and inhale. Notice your back ribs, they're really pulling up away from the mat. And now exhale, imprint those back ribs down into the mat. And then keep them imprinting as you float your arms up towards the ceiling. And then with your exhale, lower the arms down. And relax the inner core and the work around the ribs. Take a moment, do nothing. And then inhale, bring the hands behind the head. Inhale, feel your ribs flare and notice the back ribs. They're pulling away from the mat again. As you exhale, imprint the back ribs down and then feel the front ribs pulling down in a diagonal to the opposite back pockets. And relax with your inhale. Let it all go, let the ribs flare, let the back ribs peel away from the mat. And then exhale, imprint them again and knit the ribs together, reach down on the diagonal. And then relax with the inhale. One more time like that. Exhale, start by imprinting the back ribs. Feel the front ribs knitting together and reaching down in the diagonal to the opposite back pocket. And then relax that. And let's go into a head lift. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, find the inner core, knit and imprint the ribs, and lift the head. Neutral lower back, and inhale, lower back down. Again, exhale, inner core supporting around the pelvis and lower back, ribs knitting and imprinting, lift, and lower back down. One more time. Exhale, gather around the inner core, knit and imprint, lift the head, keep it lifted. We're going into the crazy fish. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to side bend. Bring the left elbow down towards the left hip. Keep the breastbone towards the ceiling. Inhale back into the center and exhale the right elbow down to the right hip. Breastbone keeps facing up. Inhale back to the center. Twice more each way. Side bend. And inhale, your pelvis is completely secure. Keep your belt snug. Right side. Inhale back to center. One more time each direction. And then release the head down. Float the arms up to the ceiling. Relax the arms in vertical for a moment. Bring the arms down to the sides. Make a fist with your thumb sticking out like hitchhiking. Inhale your arms straight up towards the ceiling. We're now, for this one, going to keep the elbows, the wrists completely straight. Engage the inner core. Knit and imprint. We got to keep those back ribs down. Start reaching back without bending the elbows or the wrists. Reach behind you. You may not touch the mat, but keep your arms straight. Keep the back ribs down. Good. Notice if you get all the way to the floor, but don't sacrifice the imprint of the ribs. Float the arms back up. You're staying completely straight in the elbow and the wrist. And then bring the arms back down. If you didn't get all the way to the floor, keep your thumb sticking out. If you did, tuck your thumb inside the fist. Inhale the arms straight up to the ceiling. Straight elbows and straight wrists. Engage the inner core, knit and imprint. Reach back, keep the arms and the wrists, the elbows completely straight. Keep imprinting. Maybe you'll touch the floor, maybe not. Notice where you are, but keep the arms straight. Keep imprinting the back ribs and bring the arms right back up. And then lower the arms down. So you could be still working with your thumbs sticking out if you didn't touch the floor yet, or your thumbs tucked in. If you touch the floor on both of those, we're going to flatten the hands out, and now you got to keep your fingers straight too. It's not about which level you can achieve at, it's which level you can accurately work at to get a good stretch. So keep your fist if you haven't gotten to the floor with the fist yet. Inhale the arms up. Keep everything straight. Really engage the inner core, knit and imprint, and start reaching back. As you're reaching back, feel your shoulder blades going down to your back pockets. Do not bend at the wrist. So you may or may not get to the floor, but keep the arms straight. And think of your shoulder blades going to your back pockets, your back ribs imprinting. A lot of work in the upper torso. Keep stabilizing with the low torso. Keep the arms straight. Draw the shoulder blades to the back pockets. Keep the back ribs imprinting. And then float the arms up. And then let's just take the arms out wide and relax. So if you have the fist still, let your fingers come out. Soften the hands. Let everything settle down to the floor and pause a moment there. And then we're going to bring the hands back behind the head, interlace the fingers. Alternate leg lifts. We'll use a head lift and an extension of the leg. So we need to start with the inner core engagement, the knitting and imprinting. Lift the head. Neutral lower back. Even though we're doing a little choreography here, the pelvis stays still in the center. That's the main event. Anchor. Keep the pelvis completely steady as you lift the right foot up. And flex your foot. Extend your leg out. Pull the ribs in. Keep the pelvis still. Bend the knee. And re-anchor and lower the foot down. This is where you need to watch. Keep your inner core working so the pelvis stays steady. Then the left foot comes up. Flex your foot. Reach out through the heel. Keep your front ribs together. Bend the knee. Anchor and lower your foot back down. Observe the pelvis. You can even watch it with your eyes. Keep it still. Re-anchor. Right foot up. Flex and extend. Front ribs knitting. Back ribs imprinting. Inhale, bend the knee and anchor as you exhale to lower down. Keep steady in the pelvis. Left foot up. And flex, extend. Reach out through the heel. And bend the knee. Keep anchoring and lower back down. We're going one more set. Keep the pelvis still. Remember, that's your main concern. Flex, reach out. Inhale, bend, and exhale, lower. Re-anchor, left foot up. Observe the back ribs also when you're in the transition between the foot lifting and lowering to the floor. So right here, observe the back ribs. Keep them imprinting. And then lower down, relax your arms down. Let yourself sink into gravity, soften. Slowly we'll turn the head from one side to the other. And then float the arms straight up towards the ceiling again. Reach your fingertips up to the ceiling like you're going to try to touch it. And then drop your shoulders down to the floor. Let the humeral head settle into the joints. And lift up again. Reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. And then drop the shoulders down and resettle. One more time, reach up. And then drop down and resettle. Relax right there for a moment. The arms are straight, the hands are right up above the shoulder joints. Return your attention to your inner core. Find your pelvic floor. Find your drawstrings. Knit and imprint the ribs. Keep the pelvis really still and the ribs secure. Raise the right foot up. Check your imprinting. Raise the left foot up. Keep your arms relaxed. Bend your knees nice and tight, and then without using your hands, pull the knees in towards the chest. Get your lower back flattened. Keep your arms still. And then draw a circle with the knees. The knees are together. Your pelvis can rock around, but try to keep the back ribs down. Do a circle in one direction. Relax the shoulders, and then circle the other way. Keeping the back ribs steady. Circling around, all the movement below the waist. Come back into the tuck in the center and then go the other way. Keep dropping the shoulders. Back into the center. And then reach around the other direction. Scoop the belly back into the center. One more each way. Arms should be completely still. They'll telegraph any movement in the ribs. And finally, one last circle, come around. Place your hands down on your knees and pull in. Feel the lower back lengthen a little more. Tuck the chin, gently press the back of the neck down into the mat. Then release the knees out away from the chest. You have a neutral spine. Relax your arms down at your sides. Engage the inner core. Knit and imprint. And on your exhale, lower the right foot down. Going into pistons. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, the left foot down. And bring it back up. So we're constantly exploring that moment when the foot goes down and comes off the floor. Make sure the back ribs stay down. If you're not keeping them down, make the movement a little smaller. If you're keeping them down and want more challenge, you can make the range of motion a little bit bigger, reach farther down the mat. But don't do that if it pulls your back ribs up. One more set. Let's bring the knees into the chest again. And now we're going to go to a twist. Let both knees come over to the left side. Stretch the right arm out comfortably. You want the shoulder comfortably out to the side, so you can find what stretch is good there. And then put your breath into your right side. And then we'll go back into the center. Dropping both knees over to the right side. Adjust your left arm. Nice, slow, full breaths into the left side. And then return to the center with both knees. Relax the arms at the sides. Lift your feet as high as your knees. Engage the inner core, knit and imprint. Lower the right foot down. Keep the back ribs steady. Lower the left foot down. Re-engage the inner core, knit and imprint. Raise the left foot up. Keep imprinting and lift the right foot. Bring your arms down to the sides, preparing for the 100. Press the hands in, activate the backs of the arms. Pull the ribs together, lift the head. Extend the legs if you like, and exhale for 5 pulses of the arms. And inhale for 5 pulses. Chin in towards the chest, exhale for 5. And inhale, keep dropping your shoulders down, exhale. And inhale, remember on your exhale you want to flatten your belly. So your waists are going out wide. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Keep your shoulders dropping, your chin into the chest. The neck gets tired. Be sure you're not bringing your chin up towards the ceiling. Better to put your head down. You might like a folded blanket behind the head when you put it down. If you put your head down, gently press it into the mat. One more set. And inhale. And then bring the knees into the chest. And then you're going to drop the knees out wide. Relax the hips. And reverse the circles. I keep doing that. There's a wasp crawling right next to me, so I just want to cut it out of the way so I'm not unexpectedly stung during the practice. Bring the knees into the chest. Reestablish your neutral tabletop, feet lifted as high as the knees. Re-engage your inner core, you're knitting and imprinting, and this time we're going to lower the left foot down first, and then the right, and relax. Let yourself sink into the floor again. Feel your neutral spine, relax the shoulders. If you have something behind your head, take it out. We're going to do a rolling pelvic lift. Engage the inner core. Tilt the pelvis. Imprint the back ribs and then lift the hips up. Raising up through the spine one vertebra at a time. Feel the length at the back of the neck. And then lower down. Keep the tilt of the pelvis, so the distance between pubic bone and belly button is shortening. Back ribs imprint. Roll down one vertebra at a time to the lower back. And then relax once the tailbone is released to the floor. Soften everything. Do the same thing again. Inner core first. Tilt the pelvis. See if you can do that without pressing into your feet. Imprint the ribs. Then press into your feet and lift yourself up slowly. Lengthen the back of the neck, stretch the front of the thighs, and roll down. Be sure you're imprinting and continuing to pull pubic bone into the belly button the whole time until you've gotten the sacrum down, and then you relax completely. Let the tailbone sink into the floor, soften the shoulders. One more time, inner core first. Passive through the feet as you tilt the pelvis. Imprint the ribs and then press into the feet to lift. Lengthen the back of the neck and the front of the thighs. And then roll down. Imprint. You're actively tilting the pubic bone into the belly button. Keeping your chin down. Rolling through the whole length of the spine. And then relax. Okay, we're going to straighten the left leg out and bring the right knee into the breastbone. Place your left hand on your front left thigh and pull the right knee to the right armpit. Keep the back of the pelvis down. Don't roll to the left, to the right side. Just stretching the inner thigh. You probably feel some length in the front of the left thigh as well. And then switch your hands. Bring your left hand up onto the knee and pull the knee towards the right shoulder. And again, stay even in the back of the pelvis. Don't go into a spinal twist. Keep the right back pelvis down. And pull up and over. This is to stretch the outer leg. And then come back into the center. Engage your inner core. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Support the back of the leg and flex the foot and point it. And flex and point and flex. Point and keep your point. Gather your ribs around in the diagonals. Relax the arms. We've got 8 circles each direction. Pelvis completely still. Feel free to put your hands on your pelvis. You can feel the relationship of the ribs to the pelvis. That's a great way to monitor it. So it's not rocking. You need your knitting and imprinting. And then we'll go 5 times the other way. If your hip flexors are bothersome, you can keep your hand on your knee and give it a little support. Keep reaching your tailbone down. And then we're going to keep the legs straight and lower your right leg all the way down to the mat. Stretch your toes far away from your head. And then relax completely. And then bring the left knee into the chest and pull the knee to the breastbone. Place the right hand on the front right thigh. And with your left hand, pull your left knee up into the armpit of the left side. Keep the pelvis even. Feel the length at the front of the right thigh, the stretch in the inner left thigh. And then switch hands. Use your right hand to pull your left knee to your right shoulder. Keep the pelvis down, up and over, keeping the left hip down. Then return to the center. Engage your inner core. Reach your tailbone into the floor as you stretch the leg up, left leg up. Support the back of the leg. Flex the foot and point. Flex, point, flex, point. Keep the point. Engage in the imprint over top the inner core. Circle the leg 8 times each direction. Keep the pelvis completely still. Reach down through your tailbone, up through the toes. Check your shoulders. They should be relaxed as the ribs are working. 8 times the other direction. Keep the pelvis down. Keep the back ribs down. And then when you're ready to lower the leg, keep it straight and reach your left toes away from your head as you go down to the floor. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then relax completely. Feel the back of the body on the floor. We're going to do our side stretch. Be even on the back of the pelvis, even at the back of the ribs. Walk the feet to the left. Swing the upper body to the left. Right hip, right ribs down. Grab the right wrist. Cross the right ankle over. And breathe, stretching long to the whole right side. Don't twist the spine, just side bend it. Right hip down, right ribs down. And then return to the center. Relax in the center moment. And then walk the feet a little to the right. Swing the upper body to the right. Now on the left hip, the left ribs down. Grab the left wrist. Cross the left heel over. And breathe into the stretch of the left side. Keep reaching the left hip and the left ribs down and expanding the stretch in the whole left side. And then come back into the center. Stretch long in the center. And then bring the hands behind the head. Take an inhale. Feel the flaring of the ribs. As you exhale, engage the inner core. Tilt the pelvis. Unflare the ribs and scoop your belly in to lift your head up. And then pull your elbows close together. Scoop the belly in and stay and breathe. Your low back ribs are still down on the mat. Press them down into the floor. Scoop the belly in, even if you don't have your back completely flat to the floor, keep in that direction. And then release. Open the elbows out wide, soften and relax. And set it up again. Find the inner core. Tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly button in, knit and imprint, and lift. Bring the elbows together, gently tug at the back of the head, press the belly button down, and breathe. Don't be disturbed if you're shaking, it's fine, just keep breathing. And bring yourself slowly down. Open the elbows out wide, let the ribs flare. One more time. Inner core, tilt the pelvis, knit and imprint. Scoop the belly button in and lift. Maintain and breathe. Flattening the whole spine down towards the mat. Actively pressing the back ribs down, scooping the belly button in. And then release. Bring the arms all the way up overhead. Take a big long stretch. We'll go into the roll-ups. Engage the inner core. Tilt the pelvis. Scoop the belly in as you knit and imprint. Float the arms to the ceiling. Roll yourself up. Scoop the belly in. Sit tall at the top. Lengthen up. Tuck your chin down and then fold forward. Relax the elbows. Let the head be heavy. The elbows are bent. Lengthen the breastbone away from the belly button. Find some more length in the front of the body. And then sit tall again. Raise the arms up around the ears. Tuck the chin down, scoop the belly in, and we're going just as far back as we can go with the arms continuing to frame the ears. Don't bring your hands forward. Once you get to the maximum descent, scoop your belly and stay. Draw the belly button into the spine. And now to continue down, we're going to float the arms forward and roll down through the whole spine. Keep imprinting, keep tilting the pelvis. Reach back, take a nice long stretch. And then set it up again, inner core, tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly, knit and imprint. Inhale, arms float to the ceiling, and roll yourself up. Draw the belly button to the spine, easy in the shoulders. At the top, sit tall, lengthen up through the crown, and then keep distance between the pubic bone and the belly button as you hang forward. Relax the elbows, they should be bent, hang the head. Inhale, breathe some more distance between the chest and the belly. Relax the neck, hang down and be easy. And then sit up tall with the arms framing the ears. Keep the arms around the ears as you go down. You're going to only go part way down. And then breathe and maintain. Pull the belly into the spine. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then let the arms come forward to continue your descent. Pull your belly to your spine. Roll through the lower back, the upper back, reach back. And then relax. And one more time, inner core, tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly in, pull the ribs around, knit them, imprint them in the back, float the arms up, and roll yourself up, scoop the belly in, sit tall, and then keep the length between chest and belly as you go forward. Bend the elbows, hang the head, and lengthen from breastbone to belly button. And sit up tall, arms around the ears. One last time, only go part way back, keep the arms right around the ears. Scoop the belly in. Without bringing the arms forward at all, pause and breathe. Soften the shoulders. And then bring the arms forward and continue the rest of the way down. Scoop the belly in, roll back, and reach long, stretching from fingers to toes. And then bring your knees into your chest. Plug the knees in, lengthen the back of the neck. Turn the head slowly from side to side. Then we're going to turn over onto the stomach. Put your hands underneath your forehead to begin. And relax into the floor. Feel the passive lengthening of the front of the body. Keep the connection of the hands to the forehead. We'll start with Oive. Engage the inner core, knit the ribs, and raise the chest, arms, and the head up. Hands are glued to the forehead, so not a big lift. And then lower down, relax. The relaxing is going all the way down the legs. And then set the core up again. Draw the ribs in. Raise chest, arms, and head up. And lower down and relax. Relax the shoulders, the core, the legs, the buttocks. And one more time. Anchor and lift. And relax back down. And we're going to take the arms straight forward like Superman, forehead on the mat. Engage the inner core, glide the ribs together, and raise the chest and head up off of the floor. Keep your elbows down, pull your shoulder blades down your back. Make sure your front ribs are knitting. And then relax back down to the floor. Let everything soften. See if you can engage your inner core without squeezing the buttocks. Lift the ribs. And then see if you can do the lift without engaging the legs and buttocks. Just the chest and head coming up, staying passive in the legs and the buttocks. Breathe into the breastbone. Slide the shoulders down the back. And then relax back down to the floor. Let everything go. One more time. Stay relaxed in the legs and the buttocks as you engage the inner core. Glide the ribs together. Raise the chest and head. Draw the shoulders down the back. And then relax. Now we're going to bring the arms down to the sides with the palms up, legs close together. Everything up, half locust. Engage the inner core, knit the ribs, and exhale. Lift everything, head, arms, chest, legs. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then relax back down. Let it all go. Twice more. Inner core, knit the ribs, and lift everything up. Open the chest. Have your chest higher than your legs. And lower back down. And relax. One more time. Inner core first, then the ribs glide, then everything up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. We're going to do some more work with the shoulder girdle, so warm up those rhomboids, and then relax. Okay, we're going to put the hands under the forehead for a moment. Just ease out for a moment, letting everything sink into the floor. Legs, wherever they're comfortable, they can be a little wide if you prefer it. If your lower back really needs a stretch, go to child's pose. Okay, now we're going to bring the arms to cactus position. Turn the head to one side. Staying straight from the elbows to the fingertips, engage the inner core. And let's just start with the arm you're looking at. Keep the elbow down and lift that hand up. Be sure that you're not bending at the wrist. And then lower the hand back down. Turn your head and look the other way. Keep the elbow down and the hand and wrist straight. Raise the hand off of the floor and lower back down. Now you can keep turning from side to side or put your forehead down as we do both arms together. Keep the wrist straight, keep the elbows down, lift both arms up, or both forearms up and lower down. And one more time, the elbow stays down. This is external rotation at the shoulders. That's all you're doing. Don't worry if you're not going too far. Just keep the arms straight and lower down. Now we're going to turn to the side again. And we're going to lift both arms up. I'm going to just have you watch. This time we're going to raise the whole arm up. So we're going to lift everything up so that your hand and your elbow are the same distance off of the floor. And lower down. Turn and look the other side just to verify what's happening on that side. Lift the whole arm up so that the hand and the elbow are at the same height. And lower back down. And now you can put the forehead down or just turning side to side. Lift the whole arm up and then keep your elbow where it is and see if you can lift your hand a little tiny bit higher. And bring it back to level and back down and relax. One more time. Lift both arms up. You're starting with the hand and the elbow at the same height, and then lift the hand a little higher without letting your elbows go down. Lower the hands, and then relax. Now the arms straight forward. Engage your inner core, hit and imprint your ribs. Really pull those ribs down on the diagonal. And then think of your back pockets going down, your shoulder blades going down to your back pockets. Keep your forehead on the floor, lift both arms up. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and lower back down. Use your core, lift the ribs, raise both arms up, keep your forehead down, pull the shoulder blades down the back, and relax back down. One more time. So you're anchored and then lift. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, shoulder blades to the back pockets, and lower. And then go to child's pose. Take a moment, let everything relax. So any version of child's pose that works for you. Knees can be close or wide. You can put your hands under your forehead or down at your sides. Okay, and then to the side lying stuff, let's turn on to the left side. Starting with the legs straight, feet slightly forward of the hips. Make sure that your neck is comfortable. Place a towel between your left arm and your ear if you need some support there. Top hand on the waist or fingertips on the mat. Engage the inner core. Take an organ lift, lifting your organs up towards the ceiling, and then lift both legs up. And we're doing 8 up and down with the top leg. And then 8 down and up with the bottom leg. Keep the legs straight. Now keep the bottom leg down. We're doing 8 forward and back with the top leg. That's harder than when we scissor, so really pay attention. Keep the ribs and hip engaged. Organ lift really active. Make sure that the pelvis stays still, the ribs and the shoulders stay still. When you're done with those, if you want the extra challenge for the circles, you can lift the bottom leg or just leave it down on the ground. 8 circles each way. Reset your inner core and your organ lift when you change directions. Then squeeze the inner thighs together to work the feet. Flex the feet, squeeze the toes, point the feet, fan the toes, and flex. Squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex, and then reach out through the ball of the foot, squeeze the toes, pull back, open the toes, reach, squeeze and grab, come back. One more time, and release. We're going to keep a straight front hip, 0 degrees of flexion, going into the clamshells, bend the knees so that the feet are behind you. Knees are directly underneath the head, of course, if they can't be there. Bring them a little forward. Engage your inner core and your organ lift. Keep the pelvis completely still. Let's do 10 rotations of the top leg out in the socket. Let's do 8 to be consistent. Now we're going to bend to 90 degrees at the hips. Bring your feet and your knees to the front of your mat. Right angle at the hip and at the knee. Drop the right hip a little forward. Relax the belly. No organ lift. Engage the inner core. Stabilize the pelvis for 8 leg lifts here. Rolling out in the socket. You're done, relax. Then we're going to back off to 45-degree flexion, so the knees are forward, the feet are underneath you. Again, the organ lift is passive. We're not engaging, we're not emphasizing the obliques. We want to find the transversus, the belt around the hips. Drop the right hip forward, and then stabilize the pelvis. 8 external rotations of the right leg in the socket. Keep pushing your right hip forward. And when you're done, just relax. We're going to bring the right elbow onto the right waist. We did this last week with a little weight, which is great, but you can also do this free. It's a really good shoulder girdle toning. So keeping the wrist straight, I'm going to raise the hand up. And slowly come back down. You keep your elbow glued to your waist. Lift the hand up and slowly back down. Elbow glued to the waist the whole time. External rotation in the shoulder joint. Lower down, and then you come to internal rotation. And lift and lower. Keep it nice and slow. And especially watch the descent. It's not just undoing something, you're doing something active by internally rotating. I'm going to do 4 more. You sometimes need to do some quantity of these to start to feel it. And when you're done, let's turn to the other side. Come out long on the right side. Feet slightly forward of the hips. Top hand on the top waist or fingertips on the floor. Engage your inner core. Take an organ lift. Squeeze the inner thighs. Lift both legs up. No tension in the neck and shoulders to do that. 8 times up and down with the top leg. And then 8 times down and up at the bottom leg. On the last one, you're going to leave the leg down. Restabilize. Feel that connection between your hip and your rib as you go forward and back. Not only do we want to keep the pelvis still, we want to keep the ribs and the shoulder girdle still. Keep lifting your organs up into the top waist. And then we're ready for the circles. If you like, you can lift your bottom leg up to add more challenge. 8 circles each direction. Reset your inner core and your organ lift. Reverse. And then squeeze the inner thighs, flex the feet, squeeze the toes, point the feet, fan the toes and flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex. Keep your toes open, reach out through the balls of the feet, squeeze the toes and pull back. Open, reach, squeeze and pull back. Last one. And then bring the legs down, relax everything. And bend the knees, keeping straight across the front of the thighs. Engage the inner core. Find your organ lift. And 8 times externally rotate the left leg in the socket. Keep your left hip point forward. We have the organ lift engaged so you can make sure that your ribs aren't jutting out. Keep them really knitting in. When you're done, relax it. We'll go all the way to the 90-degree position. Feet and the knees at the front of the mat. Left hip a little forward. No organ lift. Engage the inner core only. And 8 external rotations here. Relax and move your feet back a little bit so the knees are at the front of the mat, feet are underneath you. Relax the belly. Again, no organ lift, no obliques. Engage the inner core. Good strong belt. Keep your left hip forward and roll the left leg out in the socket. When you're done, relax and bring your left elbow to your left waist. Make a gentle fist. Really glue that elbow down. And then we're going to roll the arm out in the socket to lift the hand and lower back down. So if there's any pain in the range of motion at any point, draw the range of motion to a smaller range where you don't feel any pain. We did 12 on the other side. Do 12 here. Keep it smooth on the descent. And when you're done, roll to your back. Find your constructive rest pose, relax down into the floor. And ready for the abdominal series, keeping a neutral spine throughout. Engage the inner core, find your knit and imprint. Keep your shoulders easy as you lift one foot up. Imprint the back ribs, lift the other foot up. Knit the front ribs around, draw your chin into your chest to lift your head. Single leg stretch, both hands to one leg, bend the other knee, straighten the other leg. So both hands to the bent leg, extending and switching. Elbows lifted high and wide, neutral spine in place, chin in towards the chest. You can gently guide the bent knee, outside hand to ankle, inside hand to knee. Go right into the double leg stretch, one hand on each knee. Knit the ribs, imprint them really firmly, and exhale away from the center. Inhale, bend the knees, circle the arms around. If your neck gets tired, rest it down. It'd be good to put it on a blanket if you do that, so you're not into a completely flattened position with the head. Exhale, reach out. Inhale, come back in. Remember that idea of flattening the belly down, out towards the waist when your legs and arms go out. Not flattening the back, just flattening the abdominal wall. And now we will take a break and flatten the back. One hand to each knee, lower the head, pull the thighs into the chest. Relax relax the feet, relax the neck, the shoulders. And then reestablish your neutral tabletop. Lift the feet as high as the knees. Engage the inner core, knit and imprint the ribs. Lift the head, single straight leg, one up, one down. Hold the up leg, elbows lifted high and wide. If your neck is tired, you can place your hands behind your head. Try to keep the legs really straight. Then both legs straight up, hands behind the head, neutral lower back, knit and imprint. Lower the legs down a little bit, keeping your neutral lower back curve and bring them back up. Keep the neutral lower back, no flattening here. Lower, keep your ribs imprinting into the floor. Come back up. Really important to keep the ribs imprinting as the legs go down. Slowly move through the range of motion. One more time. Then bend your knees. And let's crisscross. Remember, you want to keep your pelvis totally still as you bicycle the legs. Reach across with the open armpit towards the bent knee on the other side. And then bring your knees into your chest, rest your head down. Turn your head slowly from one side to the other. And then we're going to bring the left foot down to the floor, right ankle on the left knee. Settle your pelvis, your shoulders evenly. Rest into the back of the head. Feel free to place support behind the head if you like. Lift the left foot up. Support the back of the left thigh or over the front of the left shin. Stay in the center of the pelvis. Stretch the right hip. Relax the shoulders. We're going to do a full 90-second stretch. Slow breathing. Be sure you're not rocking to the right side. Keep that tailbone down in the middle. Back of the neck long. Definitely, if your chin is jutting to the ceiling, put a blanket behind your head, pillow behind your head. Drop the shoulders. It's okay if you flatten the lower back. Not mandatory though. You can keep a neutral spine if you like. Slow breath. Keep thinking of your shoulders dropping down. Relax the left ankle. Thirty more seconds. Release your left foot to the floor, and then the right. Return to constructive rest for a moment. Bring the left ankle up to the right knee, and lift the right foot up. Bring the back of the pelvis evenly onto the mat. Lengthen the back of the neck. Breathe slowly into the twist of the left side. Check that you're right in the center of the pelvis, tailbone down, sacrum equal on either side. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the back of the neck. breathing, slow, long breaths. We're about halfway done. And bring both knees into your chest. Rock side to side on the back of the sacrum. And roll over to your side and sit yourself up. We'll stop with this, or we'll finish with the soles of the feet together. Both sit bones down on the floor. Lift the spine up tall. And then fold forward, stretch the inner thighs, relax your neck and shoulders. Okay, and sit yourself up. That's where we'll finish. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great rest of the day. You can go back to your news feed, or better yet, go outside. Go outside, go outside, go outside. Thanks. Have a good weekend. See you next weekend. I am doing Wednesdays again, so if you want a half hour in the middle of the week, Wednesdays 5:45. All right, be well. Thanks everybody. Hey Victor. And Liza, hi. Bye everybody.